Hello everyone, I'm sure that you have played the classic game of Hangman before, but most likely you played this game on paper. Well, how about we change things up a bit? Today we are going to be creating a Hangman game in Python. Now before we start coding, make sure to subscribe to NP Station and give this video a big thumbs up. Now let's get coding. Hey everyone, so today we will be using Visual Studio Code to be typing our code Python. So I'm sure that many of you guys are super excited to create a Hangman game on your computer. You probably have never played Hangman on a device before, probably on just with paper and pencil. So today will be something new, but let's get started. First, we'll go ahead and import our random module. Now, before we continue typing the rest of our code, I want to make sure that you guys have set your coding language to Python. So in this purple bar down below, you can see it says Python here. Make sure that it doesn't say plain text. Sometimes it's just like auto set to plain text. So you have to click on it and type in Python to set in your coding language. So I did not see that, I wasn't sure how to do it when I first downloaded Visual Studio. So I just want to make that clear to you guys on how to do it. But now that we're done with that, let's continue with our code. So after we have imported our random module, we'll need to go ahead and create a list. So this list, I'm going to go ahead and call it animals. So this list, the computer will be selecting a random word from this list to give the user, for the word to guess. So you can create any list you want, any category. I'll just do animals. So if you, want your game to be more challenging, you would go with a broader subject. You could do states of the United States. So that would be 50 states or 50 objects in your list. So that would be a very challenging game. And you can do a very simple one like colors, right? There's not that many colors, so it would be a little bit easier for the player. So I'll just go ahead and create a list called animals, and let's see, we'll put in some sort of animals in here. I need to spell them correctly because the user will be guessing the animals. Okay, so we'll do dolphin, shark, elephant, what else? Rhino. So I think I'll just leave it like this for now. And we can, of course, come back to this later and we can add in more animals or, more objects to our list. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll create a variable called word, and it will be equal to random dot choice, and in parentheses we'll have that animals list here, right? So we can also convert this into a lowercase by doing dot lower. So this line of code will tell the computer, it's just creating a variable called word, and it's telling the computer to select a random choice, right? Random dot choice, a random choice from our animals list. So choose any of these objects here. Okay. So now, after this, we will need to go ahead and create a list called guessed correctly, and let it be empty here, and then we'll have guessed incorrectly, like this. So this is basically just, we're creating two lists here. So whatever the player guessed correctly, the computer will add it into the guessed correctly list, and whatever letter the player guessed incorrectly, it will put it into this list. Pretty straightforward. Now we will need to assign, the amount of tries the player will have to actually guess the word. So we'll create a variable called tries, and it'll be equal to 6. So the player will have 6 chances to guess the word correctly. And what we'll do, we'll create a variable called Hangman Underscore count, and it will be equal to -1. now what we need to do is while tries is greater than 0, right? So while the tries are greater than 0, we'll need to do for letter in word, just like this, and then we'll create a if statement. So if letter in guessed, so it'll be in the guessed correctly, then we'll add on to our output by doing plus equals, and we'll add that letter to our output, just like this. Now let's see, it's saying it's not defined. So, oh, I forgot one line of code here. So after this while tries, we will need to put in a output is equal to blank string. There we go. Forgot to define our output variable. Okay, so now that that's fixed, we'll create a else statement here, and it'll be equal to output plus equals like an underscore, just like this. So basically what this will do is it's checking if that, player has guessed a letter that is actually in the word. So if it has guessed a letter that is in the guessed correctly list, then it will add that letter to our output. And if it's not, it will just remain the same with that blank space as the letter. Okay, so after this, we need to make sure to exit out. Make sure you're outside of that for loop. Here we'll add in a if output is equal to word, our word variable. We will need to break the program. Okay, there we go. So, if the player actually guessed the word correctly, then it will break the program, and because, the game is over. So now that we're done with this, we need to actually put in, the print statements, right? So we need to give in, how to play for the user, what to do next, and all that sort of stuff. So we'll put in, tell the reader to guess the word, right? And then we'll also have it print, the output here. I'll take off the space because we've already included it inside. And we need another print function, so it'll be tries, right? And then we'll continue on with that sentence. So we'll say like chances left, something like that. So this will basically go to that tries variable that we have here, and it will print out the number of tries we have left. So I think that's right. So now what we'll do is we'll create a variable called guess, and it will be equal to input, right, dot lower. So we'll do input dot lower, just like this, and we'll need to create an if statement. So we if guess in guessed correctly or guess in guessed incorrectly. So this is a kind of confusing thing right here, but what it's doing is we're checking if the player has actually already guessed that letter. So if they have, if that if statement is satisfied, then we'll need to tell the user that they've already guessed that letter. So we can say, already guessed, and then we need to tell the user what letter is already guessed. So we'll put in that guess variable here. Okay, now what we need to do is put in an elif. So elif guess in word. So if the letter that the player's guess is actually in the word, then we need to congratulate the player. We'll say like, awesome job. We can say like, you guessed correct, or a correct letter. Something like this, to tell the player that they've guessed it correctly. Now, we'll also need to add in an else statement. So this will be used if the player has actually not guessed a correct letter. So say like, sorry, you have guessed a wrong letter. just like this. Okay, now what we'll need to do is we'll create a thing here called Hangman Underscore count, right? And then it will be equal to Hangman Underscore count, and we'll need to add 1. And here, we'll bring in that tries variable again. And what we need to do is we need to do -1. Because each time the player guesses a word, the computer needs to decrease the tries by 1. Because we'll start off with 6 chances, and then it'll go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as the player guesses each letter. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we'll put in our guessed incorrectly here. And we'll do .append, and we'll use that guess variable in the parentheses there. And now we need to exit out here, put in an if tries is greater than 0. So that means, if the tries are still greater than 0, so if the user still has more chances to guess, but they have guessed the word already, then we'll say you guessed it right, or we'll say you guessed the word right, or you guessed the word. You guessed the word and you win. There we go. But then we'll also need an else statement, right? So if the tries is actually equal to 1 and they haven't guessed the word correctly yet, then we'll say, sorry, you guessed the wrong letter. So we can just say like, try again. Just like this. Okay, so after this, we'll actually need to put in another line of code down here, and it will say, we'll have to print out our Hangman Underscore count. So make sure to type this in here as well. And now what we need to do is we'll go ahead and run this, and let's see. Okay, so it says guess the word. We have these blanks here, so let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 7 letters are in this word, and it says 6 chances left. Awesome, so far so good. Let's guess the letter E. Okay, so it says awesome job, you guessed the correct letter, and it is placed that E at the end here. That is awesome. How about A? Okay, that is also correct. Is it elephant? Nope, it is not elephant. Oh, actually, look, I forgot I had already guessed the letter E. So it says, already guessed E. That is amazing. Okay, R. Oh, that is also a correct letter. I'm not even able to guess this. T. Okay, so it says that T is not one of the letters in this word. So it says, sorry, you have guessed a wrong letter. So I had no idea. Oh, so G is actually the correct letter. So you can see that is probably giraffe. So giraffe and 2 F's. Okay, awesome job. You guessed the correct letter and you guessed it right and you win. That is fantastic. So this is still not a hangman game though, right? Because we don't have our actual hangman in here, right? We need hangman the drawing, right? So what we'll do, that is our next part. We'll create a list here. We're gonna get like hangman 1, and we'll do equals, and I don't know why that happened. Okay, so we'll create this, blank brackets here. There we go. So once you click enter, we need to put in 3, double quotes like this, and we need to put in that image of our hangman. So to do that, we'll just put in these things like plus signs, click enter, tab, like this. And then we can put in like 2 or 3 equal signs, and then we'll end that here, and then comma, and then again we'll put in 3 double quotes like this. Okay, so we're done with the first image. Now let's just copy this and paste it, and of course we'll need to add in the head here. So we'll need just like this. You need to fix a few things. Make sure to pay attention to that. Okay, again, copy this part. We'll paste it down here, and then we'll need to put in that upper body, and we can put in the arm. So this is a little tough. Okay, so we're done with the third one. You can see we have like that string that the head is attached to. We'll have the head, the upper body, and one arm. So far, so good. Let's again copy and paste it here. And we'll add in the second arm. Make sure to fix that. Now we need to put in the legs, right? So like that. And we'll put enter here. Oh, nope. Okay, so for the legs, we'll need to just enter this a few times so I have some space. So I'll put in that first leg here, and we'll need to copy it, paste it down here, and the last one will be, will be that leg over here. So now we are done. Let's make sure to close those 3 double quotes we have, and as you can see, we have our full hangman from just this empty without the man, to the head, to the first arm, the 2 arms, 1 leg, and 2 legs. That is awesome. So now that we've done that, we'll go back down here to this print function, and in the parentheses, we'll need to add in hangman 1, and then in square brackets, we'll put in hangman underscore count, right? So this will actually make sure that our hangman will actually appear on the screen if we guess a letter wrong. So let's see, this is the final run. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, guess the word. Let's see, E. Oh, so it turns out E is not in this word, so it says, sorry I've guessed the wrong letter, and look at that. It has printed out our image down here. That is awesome. So it says 5 chances left. Let's say A. Oh, A is also a wrong letter. Maybe D? Oh, so D is the correct letter. As you see, it's the first letter in the word. P. I don't know. Oh, it's dolphin. Yep. So L, P is already there. So you can see if you put P in again, it will say already guessed P. So H, I, and then N. Great job, everyone. So it's an awesome job. You guessed the correct letter and you guessed it right, and you win. That is fantastic. So guys, pat yourself on the back. You actually created a hangman project in Python. That is super cool. Go ahead and show this to your family and friends. They'll be very impressed with you, and you can play this game with your family or friends and let me know what they thought of it. Maybe put in the comments below on what your list is, what your category is. I'll be very happy to hear back from you all, but I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to NP Station. But that's all for today, everyone. Keep reading, keep coding, and stay safe.